Hey guys, Olga's here. This is Money Value and we're coming back for the last time this week to tell you all about what happened recently. You probably want to hear about Bitcoin as it seems to be a burning issue this week, but let's deal with something else that includes high temperatures first. I'm talking about coronavirus. Good news on the vaccine front. Not only is Pfizer's vaccine now ready for delivery on a massive scale, but there was good news out of a rival drug from Moderna, which was determined to be highly effective by staff at Food and Drug Administration. Approval of that entry could be just days away. If that vaccine secures the regulatory go-ahead this week, shipments could begin by the end of the weekend. And Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine deliveries could start before Christmas. Regarding the stock market, it got off on the wrong foot to start the week on Monday, then quickly shifted gears to begin the session nicely to the upside. Accordingly, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, a 183-point loser the day before, jumped ahead by more than 200 points as the morning concluded. What had changed sentiment so abruptly in one day? The main impetus was a surge of optimism on the stimulus stock, as a pared-down package appeared to be gradually moving ahead. You've heard about the stimulus thing, right? Reports that government stimulus deal was in sight helped buoy the major indexes on Wednesday and Dow futures Thursday morning. The $900 billion stimulus deal would reportedly include direct checks to Americans, extra jobless benefits, more money for small business loans, and airline aid. But it apparently will not include the decisive issues of state and local government aid or a liability shield for businesses. The goal is to attach stimulus deal to a must-pass government funding bill by Friday and letting lawmakers get out of town for the rest of 2020. The Fed meeting ended Wednesday afternoon with policymakers reiterating pledges to continue bond buying and a goal of exceeding 2% inflation for some time. But the central bank resisted calls for easier money. Fed Chief Jerome Powell said the central bank could do more, but said the case for fiscal policy is very strong, signaling his support for a stimulus deal. He said the economy should grow fast after the next June when the coronavirus vaccine immunization reached most Americans. But fiscal stimulus check could help over the next 3 or 4 months. If you don't own any Bitcoin and don't have a job, consider rolling onto federal unemployment programs. However, these federal programs are set to expire at the end of the month, unless Congress manages to enact another virus relief bill before year-end to reauthorize these programs. More than 14 million Americans were claiming assistance as of last week under the Pandemic Emergency Unemployment Compensation and Pandemic Unemployment Assistance programs, both of which originated from Congress's Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act in the spring. As of Thursday morning, congressional lawmakers were closing in on a deal reportedly worth about $900 billion, which would include another round of stimulus checks to Americans as well as enhanced federal unemployment benefits. Though lawmakers have remained deadlocked over stimulus negotiations for months, traders and economists have become increasingly hopeful for a deal by year-end, given any coronavirus relief measures would likely be included as part of the broader government spending package for the fiscal year, due to be passed at the end of the week. New jobless claims unexpectedly rose for a second straight week, underscoring the strain to the labor market as rising COVID-19 cases set off another wave to stay-in-place restrictions that have begun dampening business activity. Now, some more big news for you. The US dollar fell sharply versus major currencies Thursday, with bears taking the Federal Reserve's reassurance that it won't be soon tapering its bond purchases as a green light to sell the currency. The latest blow to the dollar came from the Fed, which vowed not to touch policy even if the outlook for the US economy brightens, as it now expects, said Joe Manimbo, senior analyst at Western Union Business Solutions. Weakness also reflected rising expectations that Washington lawmakers will finally agree on an economic rescue package that's seen as necessary to shore up a second recovery, he said. The ICE US dollar index DXY, which measures the currency against a basket of 6 major rivals, slumped 0.8% to 89.744, trading below 90 for the first time since April 2018. It's down 6.9% so far this year. Moreover, the index has dropped nearly 13% since March, when it spiked to the more than 3-year high as the COVID-19 pandemic plunged the US economy into recession and sparked a bout of chaos in financial market, driving global investors into the safety of the world's reserve currency. I hope you were impressed after watching our Tesla unpacking, and here is some related info. S&P Global Ratings on Thursday upgraded its rating on Tesla. Debt, leaving the company measure of creditworthiness only 2 runs away from the coveted investment grade classification. Tesla's mounting liquidity has substantially reduced its financial risk, the S&P analysts say. Besides, Tesla market cap zooms past $600 billion. Tesla recently completed a $5 billion stock sale and also raised $7.3 billion earlier this year through its previous share sale. The company likely will end the year with more than $19 billion in cash and equivalents, reducing its net debt to essentially zero, the S&P analysts say. In addition, the company continues to improve operating execution, become more efficient in production, and make strides in its global expansion, they said. The positive outlook means that there is at least 1 in 3 probability that S&P could raise its rating on the company's debt again over the next 12 months. The move comes 1 day ahead of Tesla's inclusion on the S&P 500 index. At the start of trading on Monday, Tesla shares will be part of equity benchmark, having been added all at once. Just in case you've missed it, shares of Tesla have gained 676% this year, compared with gains around 14% for S&P. A coalition of 38 states filed an antitrust suit against Alphabet's Google unit, alleging it maintained monopoly power over the internet search market through anti-competitive contracts and conduct. The states allege that Google leverages its position as the dominant search engine, and the personal data such approach allows the company to gather, to limit consumers from using competing search engines, force businesses to use its proprietary advertising tools, and foreclose competition for specialized engines for travel and local businesses. Consumers have better products and services when they've got choice in the marketplace, and they've been deprived, said Democratic Colorado Attorney General Phil Bazer at a video stream news conference with other state attorney general. Google counted in a blog post that it has improved search results in ways that many world regulations had previously deemed pro-competitive. Google's Director of Economic Policy, Adam Cohen, said, "This lawsuit seeks to redesign search in ways that would deprive Americans of helpful information and hurt businesses' ability to connect directly with the customers. We look forward to making this case in the court," he added. The lawsuit, filed by 38 attorneys general, accused Google of illegally monopolizing internet search and search advertising through a series of anti-competitive contracts and conduct, hurting consumers and advertisers in the process. Never before have so many states and the federal government come together to challenge the company with such power, Iowa Attorney General Tom Miller said in a statement Thursday. Google has more data on consumers and more variety of information than perhaps any entity in history. And finally, we've got to Bitcoin. As it keeps hitting new all-time highs past 20,000, its network fundamentals paint a different picture compared to the previous 2017 bull run. 3 years ago, on this very day, Bitcoin reached its first major all-time high of 20,000, recording up to 2,000% gains for that year. Over the course of 2020, Bitcoin enjoyed another price rally, pushing its price to new historic highs and crossing 23,500 on December 17 for the first time ever. Comparing the bull runs of 2017 and 2020, one may think that December has a special significance for Bitcoin, but other than this coincidence, the rallies are very much different in terms of institutional demand and adoption levels. From a fundamental perspective, this year's Bitcoin bull run is nothing like 2017, especially in terms of transaction fees. Let's make the last news be about the most expensive dinner bought for strangers ever. A tech reporter once lived on Bitcoins for a week straight to test how valuable they were in the real world. She bought a bunch of Bitcoins in 2013 for $136 each on Coinbase, hoping to use them for daily expenses. On the last night of her experiment, she spent 10 Bitcoins on sushi dinner for dozens of strangers. Today, those would be worth about $230,000. The restaurant owner has now retired from food business thanks in part to his cryptocurrency. That's it for today. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Please don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Thank you. See you soon.